guys, it's Get Rich or Cry Trying. I'm Champagne. I own a resale business, so I'm going to document my journey because I'm looking to grow it so that it's making 6 figs profit a year. That's the goal. What am I making today? Nowhere near 6 figs, but it's just temporary. So what I'm doing today is I have made 3 sales. I'm going to go through those, show you what I got, package them up. This also serves as like a proof. So when you sell things to people, unfortunately, sometimes you got scammers, and then sometimes you have people who are not necessarily scammers, but they want to try to get over on you. So I like to pack things of value and on video so I can show it, and it helps and it saves so much. I had 2 instances where I was selling a VCR, and these VCRs, I was selling for like $80, $90 a piece. Ooh, nice. Somebody liked something. I might send them a message. Sometimes people send you likes on your products and you want to send a message. We're going to go over that on this channel, so follow me as you see me do my different hustles to make money, because I'm going to make an offer right now. This is a Michael Kors handbag that they're interested in, so I'm going to take about $10 off, because I'd be okay with what I would make. All right, cool. So, yeah, I had an instance where people were purchasing these VCRs. And these VCRs, like, they weren't super expensive, but they were like $80 in there for parts. Right now, I'm getting rid of a lot of old inventory that maybe I didn't price well in the beginning. And in my situation, a couple years back, prior to COVID, I actually started reselling, and then COVID hit and I got more into it. But then I fell into this like depression, and you just grow and grow and grow. And the person I was working with, like, they kept buying more stuff, but I wasn't listing like I should have. And I just turned into like a baby hoarder. Like, the shit is a crazy. Now, right here you look, and it's not perfect. It still looks like it's disorganized, but you should have saw it before. Like, now I can come downstairs. I actually have my TV set up next to my photo booth where I take pictures. And if I really wanted to, I could sit and watch, like, I could play a video game when I want to take a break, and then get back up and start listing stuff, and then I can watch YouTube. And usually I'm always watching, like, more so positive. I'll say I watch 80% of positive stuff, self-improvement, how to do better, or whatever. And I can just watch it. And now I have me like a little table where I can come and I can, my shipping table. Very happy for this, so I can videotape it. You guys can watch what I'm doing. I actually like reselling. I got into it years ago, and I got into my friend. She had told me about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I sold this on eBay and yada yada yada." I was like, "What? You can sell something on eBay?" And she was selling like some of her designer clothes. I was like, "Oh shit!" So we started going to the thrift store, finding things that we could sell. And us going to go sell things and find stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I like this. I like the notion of looking for unique things and selling it for a higher price. I liked it. I like finding things you're almost kind of like, people don't like resellers, and I get it, because when I was looking for Beyonce concerts, I was not liking resellers myself. But then, like, when I was getting tickets for cheap, I could see why. People don't like resellers, but also in the same token, like, I also look at resellers not as necessarily just leeches, but resellers can also be headhunters too, because there's hard to find items that you may not have, you wouldn't be able to find. There's one-of-a-kind stuff that I've searched all over the internet and I can't find. So you're also like a headhunter. You're paying for a fee. Resellers, you're legit the good kind. I don't know if there's a good kind, but you're legit paying them for saving something for you. You're legit paying them for their time of locating something that you wasn't going to go out there and look for, but you really want it. But those Beyonce tickets, man, that was ridiculous. They were buying those things up. And I think that's different. I think one of the things I do is, it's a touchy subject because I feel like get money the ways you get money. But that Beyonce concert, I was like, because somebody would post a ticket and they would like post new tickets and people would come and buy them up just like that. And then they'd have them listed for double. And that's what like is the crappy part. So that's the thing that's not cool. So I'm like on some things I love reselling, but I go to a thrift store. I'm not going for things that's necessarily high demand. I think I don't know, it's tricky. Some people hate us, some people love us. I can't control what nobody else do but myself, and I get it. So one of the things is if you do want to get into reselling, I do recommend you getting a scale. I have a scale, and my original one does not work, and that's because I didn't take care of it. I was just throwing things wherever. But I had to get me a new scale, so I got this one called a Weighmax scale. It weighs up to 130 pounds, which I was like, cool, that's what I really wanted. And I got it delivered the same day. So I was like, cool, I really want it as well. So it takes batteries and you can plug it in. I don't have a plug that's super close to me because I really just want this to stay on this table. Like, I don't want it to go anywhere. So I will just use the batteries for now. But this is my first time using it. Anytime I buy something off of Amazon, because I buy like a lot of things off of Amazon, like a lot. I do reuse my boxes. I am about reusing plastic and paper and everything. I think that is critical because as you see, I'm going to reuse some of the stuff that I have already. So we're going to take this. Over here is like all my boxes. One day I shall pay for somebody to come and organize and break this down for me. One day. So this is nice. It looks really cool. It's durable. I like that. It says pull out. What does that mean? Oh. So you can weigh it. So you pull out the size. Boom. Right there has a little plug for you to plug it in. So that's cool. This right here, it also has another plug with a USB port. I don't know if you guys see that. Maybe. Has that. So now though, I see this part right here. I don't know if you can see that part right there. How in the world are you supposed to open that? Is that where the batteries go? Should I read the directions? Because logically, that's where batteries should go. Let's read the directions. I was too hasty. 4 AAA batteries. Okay. Okay. Says take off the battery cover and says 4 AAA batteries. All right, but where's the battery cover? Is this a battery cover? I don't want to mess it up, but like... Well, that's a bummer. Because I feel like it should be right there, but there's nothing to like push it up. There's nothing to open it with. Maybe that's not where the batteries go. Oh, it's not. It goes on here. This is the screen part. So this is just like my other one. Okay. Because I was about to write something saucy. Like, y'all don't even know how to construct a scale. Who raised y'all? But scales are important when you're reselling because why? Shipping. Oh my goodness. When I first started reselling, I did not understand shipping. I didn't understand that one. If I could tell you anything, UPS, USPS, FedEx, DH, whatever the truck, they do not give a flying fluke about your packages. So the first, you definitely want to make sure they're packaged really well, specifically if you're packaging something fragile. Sometimes, like for electronics, you might have to double box it just so it get there safely because they do not care about your packages. So they're going, one of the things I've seen this, like, so I worked at FedEx for a season, and this is where I'm like, okay, I understand. I worked at FedEx one year just because I was going through some things, and when you go through things, you can't sleep. Sometimes you get another job. So I got this new job, and I started working at FedEx, and I had to work at FedEx from like 3 a.m. to 7, which was, I lasted 2 weeks. Like, that was not for me. And it was just like you not even use your brain. But anywho, some of these packages were like really big, really heavy, and they're on these chutes up at the top. So what some people would do if they couldn't get, help, male or female, they would just basically drop kick these packages from these high platforms and would kind of like just do a levy type of situation where you're pushing down. And let me show you guys with science here. So this is the package. This is me. This is the little pulley guy or the lever people are using. They're taking it and they're tipping it off, and then it's falling from the platform. And we're talking about like maybe 5 to 10 feet. Now that might not be a lot, if you are a plush or a ball, but if you're something like a cabinet, and you're heavy, that's why your stuff get fucked up, because they do not give a fuck in there. So I learned from that I need to make sure whenever I ship things that are fragile, it needs to be packaged well. Not only do you have to be careful for that, but some of these are going long distances, and so you really have to package your things really, really well. So awesome. We've got it nice and working. It's really cute. I like this. So as you see right here, you have, let's see if I can bring it in a little bit. There we go. So right here, you got your different parts of the screen. You got your on-off button. Boop, boop. You've got your tare. So this is if you're weighing, tare subtracts the weight of whatever is on the scale. And what's a better way for me to explain it? The tare button basically zeroes out the weight on the scale. So if I take this right here and I set it on the scale, right now it says whatever it says right there. If I hit the tare button, it's going to go to 0. Why would you need that? If you are, let's say I might be weighing something, but I need to weigh it in a bowl. Instead of taking into account the weight of that bowl with the weight of whatever I truly want to weigh, it subtracts the weight of that bowl. So I, in essence, only get the actual weight of the item that I want to weigh. So you want that to be your friend. Mode, this is new. Oh, this changes the units. So ounces, grams. So if you're in the metric system or wherever, it changes that. And then hold. So if you want to, let's do tare. Go, put that on there. And then if I want to hold it, take it off, that holds the weight. So maybe I need to write it down or for whatever the case may be, but it holds the weight for you. And then you just hit that and you're done. So just So just a crash course in weighing things. you definitely want a scale, because if it's too heavy and you send it over some idea reason, it will, USPS or whomever will say, hey, you only told us that you were trying to ship something that weighs this amount. You had something that weighed more than this. We're going to charge you. Now, this doesn't happen every single time. Every now and then you might get away with it if you have someone pick it up. But there's checkpoints along the path of where your package travels. So at any point, they can weigh it at those certain checkpoints. So sometimes you might be able to get away with something that's a little bit over. Sometimes you won't. If you don't, they're going to charge you more than you would have paid had you did it correctly the first time. So weigh your stuff. Don't try to, like, at some point, there's some things where I'm like, okay, like this right here, I know that I can ship this by first class because it's less than a pound. You know, I know it's less than 10 ounces. Let's test it. Yep, it's 8 ounces. So, okay. Sometimes I'm wrong. You do not want to be wrong that often. I am like struggling with this cold, so if you hear me clear my stuff out, I'm so sorry. It's so gross. Okay, clean that out, fix that out. All right. So first thing we have today was I sold this very rare journal. So this journal belonged to a young lady who lived in Alexandria, Ohio. And it's all in cursive. I gotta be very gentle with it. I should really be wearing gloves. But my hands are clean because I always wash my hands before and after. So this is a journal, a personalized journal. A lot of people will pay some nice money for first-hand accounts. This was from the early 1900s and is in cursive. And I'm so ashamed that I don't know how to read cursive anymore. Like super duper ashamed. But it's sold. I got this a part of a really big storage. I paid $85 for this storage. Let me tell you, it's made its money back 1,000 times over. Like, I love storage units. If you're looking for a place to get stuff, try a storage unit. Sometimes you will get some amazing stuff. Sometimes you'll get junk. Sometimes you'll get stuff that you think is junk and it's a treasure. So like this, you might be like, oh, it's a journal. You're not going to get that much for it. I got $25 for this journal. So journals can get you money. I am going to wrap it up. Well, actually, I don't have to. Yay! I'm going to put it in this cover that is really for dishes. But I used it for this because I definitely wanted to make it there safely. I'm going to tape it down with some tape. Hold on. Tape it down with some tape, like duh, Champagne. What else would you tape it down with? Your looks, because you are fine, girl. Okay. So I have this tape. I have a couple of these around the house. These are cool when they work. You really need to have a certain type of tape to use these. I think the tape that I have, this scotch actually might work. I have another thing of tape that I got from the storage, but the tape is too, what's the word I want to use? It's like it's not strong enough. So it doesn't unravel as well as I would like for it to unravel. But this is a scotch tape. I don't know what these are called, but these are pretty cheap. You can get these for a couple bucks if you go to the thrift store. You can get them from Amazon for, I want to say like maybe $10 to $15. I have a couple of these all around the house. I like them. These allow you so you don't have to stop and cut. Stop and cut. These work much better on boxes of big things. Smaller things, you know, I'm always afraid that I'm going to like the little part that the little serrated edge right here. Be careful about that. I'm always like, oh my gosh. And I'm going to cut my fingernails. And then I always have an issue with how they work. I always got to play around with it. And tape, I think tape can be so frustrating sometimes. Like, cause like, look at that. So you take it. This one is one of my better ones. All right. Put it in there. Boop. Tuck it in. Boop. And then you have, and this right here helps like, there you go. So now, I need to get my trash can up and running. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this and tape it. Oh. All right. And there we go. And then I'm going to get, I have a yellow, I tried to stick to green because green is like the color I want to go with. I want it to stand out. But I think this yellow one that I have, the green ones, I don't know that they fit. Let me see. Oh, okay, looks like the green ones. The green ones, yeah, the green one would just fit. And that's great, but I'm going to put this in here. All right. Put that in there. And then, I don't think anyone will bend it, but I do like to put sometimes cardboard in it. Because I think it's good enough without it. I'm just kind of nervous because it's like new, but I actually think it's good enough without it. Because you don't want to put too much in it because you want to weigh it. So, let's see here. Oh, hold on, let me pull it out so you guys can see. Boop. And I also like to put in like little business cards in here. I really want to, I'm going to put some in here that has like the links to my YouTube channel. Some people like them, some people don't care. I don't know, I don't care. I'm trying to get it how I live. I'm trying to get it how I live. If you don't like it, just throw it away. I never, like, I know people are like, it's just extra paper, and I get it. Just, you know, be cool. Understand that people are trying to make it in life. So I put those in there. But I am cognizant, like, I'm not going to put like tons of advertising in these things. One card is all enough. If anything, I'm getting a postcard that I'm having created, and it's going to have all of my links to my social media. And then I'll just put those in there so if people want to follow me, see what happens, see what goes on behind the scenes. That's great. I stand by my products. I make sure that I try to describe my things as well as possible. So that's one. The other one is I have a lady who bought these patterns. These patterns, like clothing patterns, these are vintage clothing patterns. I got these from a senior citizen yard sale. And they just wanted they just only wanted 2 out of 3 of these. Now normally I wouldn't do it because it's like, ma'am, I sold this in a group, so you're gonna take it in a group. But these sell so well. Like, I put these up, these don't last. I usually sell these within a few weeks. And when I say within a few weeks, I just mean like everything that I have. If I post these up, these go pretty good. So I know that I'll be able to sell that well. So if you only want these 2 out of these, psh, who am I to say no? But they're just these are patterns, and these are from the 1980s. So sometimes people like to use these clothes for themselves. Sometimes people like to, you know, stamps. Sometimes people are, they're doing clothes for plays or media, so they want these patterns. So I just put these in here. You don't have to be too gentle with those. I just, when you ship things out, I recommend shipping things out in plastic, something that's waterproof, because again, remember, the post mail people, they do not give a fuck about your things, so they will leave them out in the rain, and your stuff will get wet. And I've had that happen before. I've had boxes where the mailman came and they set them down and they delivered them in the rain, and the box got wet. And not only did the box get wet, but everything inside got wet. And it was like, and so I had to refund the guest, the customer. Now, I know some of you might be like, that wasn't your fault. Why would you refund it? And you're right, it wasn't my fault at all. But I believe in doing what's right when it comes to business. I feel like when you do what's right, you continue to get more and more business. So I could have been shitty and be like, and I could have went back and forth with that guest, with that customer. But then, like, after I accepted that one, I sold something that was like 4 times greater than that. So, you know, you could go back and forth if you want to. And in some instances, you might have to. If it's something of very high value, you might. But you also want to look at how much time it takes for you to make whatever, how much it costs. Is it really worth it? I'm going to take these and I'm going to put these in here. These are everything that I've already taken pictures of. Eventually, my goal is to have an official organizer come in and just organize all of this. But I know that's going to take money, and I don't have that yet. So one day, but I have a minimum things that are listed. I have 480 some odd things listed. I have way more stuff in my house. I probably have, if I sat down and really thought about it, I have probably 1,000 items in my house. So after I get through going through everything in my house, then I'm going to go to my parents' house, because they baby hoarders like me, and we're going to sell. And that's what I recommend for you to do anyway. When you first start selling, try to sell things in your house first before you go out your way to buy stuff. Because that way you're able to make all the mistakes that you want to make without having to be out so much money. A lot of people don't know how to sell stuff, and they don't understand how it works, so they'll go out and start, which is what I did, they'll go out and start buying like all these brand new items and going to Alibaba and Temu and buying 50,000 items of things, and they bought something that doesn't sell well, or they bought something that's illegal to sell on that platform, or they just didn't do enough research, so now they're like out of all this money, and they're having a hard time moving these units. And I'll tell you about what happened with me in the future. So the last thing I have is this PS3. It is dirty. It is dirty. If you get stuff, the best to get the most money out of it is just to clean it. You could get a lot more money out this PS3 had I taken the time to clean it out. I did not. I was actually about to throw it away because it's so dirty, but I was like, if I can make like $3 off of it, you know, it was something that my ex left behind. If I can make $3 off of it, I don't want to spend a lot of time cleaning this out, because I would have to spend a lot of time cleaning it out. And honestly, for me, I just don't think it's worth it to do that. So I just put it up for an auction. It did not sell a lot at all, and I think it has a lot to do with just the algorithm, or it could just be the fact that you're not getting anything but the PS3. You don't know if it works. You're not getting anything, no cords, no nothing, and it looks gross. It only sold for $3, but I didn't pay anything for it, and they paid for shipping, so I ain't gotta worry about shipping either. So right now, and I'm gonna show you guys. So I love this. So right now we are, and look, it's damaged. So $1 is a steal. So I pack these in. I want to make sure it's taken care of, even though it's 4 parts and it's damaged. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't want it to become even worse. So now, first thing I'm going to do is take that off. And I'm going to tape it this way. Not everybody does this, but I do. So I want to take that way. And then I want you to kind of treat it like a Christmas present. We'll take that right here. And as you start growing and you have more and more, you probably won't be able to do something like this. But until I get to that point, this is what I'm going to do. But if you sell electronics, though, electronics are definitely where the money is at. All right. So we're going to go. We're going to just wrap it up even more this way. Some of this other bubble wrap. Because again, even though it's for parts, I still want him to be able to get it in the way that I said that I would, in the condition that I sold it. You don't want to get it and it's all broken up and there's wires and stuff. He's like, oh my God, what happened? And it's like, so let's talk about this. Do you know ninjas? Because that's what happened. Alright. Okay, so that's nice. That's nice. Alright. I'm going to go ahead, pull that over. And then go here, pull that over. All right. And then next, these are from the post office. If you could use these for priority mail stuff. I've had these for a while, but they're free. But you only can use them for priority items. And then it has to be specific priority items. So you can't pay for a small box and then be like, psych, I'm going to ship it in a large box. That's not how that works. It needs to correlate to whatever it is. So now that I got that, now I'm going to put, because it needs to be in there snug in a rug like a bug. Because I don't want it to be like moving up and down and all around. So I'm going to cut off this carton. Because I like doing recyclables. And I'm going to put it down at the bottom. Kind of get it down in there. Down in there. Alright, got a little base there. Then I'm gonna take this. Whoa. And I'm gonna tuck that down in there. Uh-oh. I don't think I need a base, y'all. Yeah, I don't think I need a base. Sometimes you do. You just don't want it to, I find that you just don't want it to slide around a lot. That's what you just don't. That's what really caused, I mean, I won't say what really caused it, but that is what caused so much. So it looks like, yeah, it fits it just perfectly. All right. So I got that. Oh. So this is an old box. Again, this looks like it's a little, probably got hit by some moisture. So, but it's still a decent box. Overall, it's just on the edges. So I'm going to go ahead. You definitely want to tighten. Now, sometimes, you know, if you package stuff and maybe somebody was really working their hardest to destroy your packages. You can file a claim with the shipping service. So if you're like for instance, this is my proof. Like, hey, I packaged all this really well. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Boom, boom. I packaged it really well. And because I packaged it so well, I don't understand why it's broken up into 1,000 little pieces. I don't understand it. Just don't understand it. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 items to ship out today, which is great. And then we also had a drop off for a book. It's a Berlitz German dictionary book. So in essence, we sold 4 items today, which is great. The goal is to get to 10 items a day. I would like to make $100 in profit a day. That's $3,000 a month on average. I feel like I can do it. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. So that is it for my packing video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably take some pictures of items, and unfortunately I need my phone. So we'll be back. I'm going to do every day. I'm going to do a video, a packing video, show you guys. Right now I'm not going to edit it, so you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff that I should have edited out, but it's just the real me. So thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Please subscribe if you want to watch my journey, or if you want to sit here and talk. As soon as I'm able to, I will do more lives. I rather do these in lives because I like to interact. As you see, I can still talk. Like, I don't have to talk to nobody. I can still talk, but that's what I'm going for. So thank you guys so much. I'll upload this shortly. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.